You are watching VOS TV. My name is Dan Nessie Isimeka. Good morning. This is Dawn on VOS TV, and it's good to have you here with us again today. It's a public holiday, and we are celebrating Workers' Day right here in the country's International Workers' Day, and hopefully we're going to have a lot more friendly headlines at the front pages of our national dailies this morning. With us this morning to discuss some of these headlines is our very usual and interesting guest, Shuyi Ayodele from the Nigerian Tribune. Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Happy Workers' Day.
I wish you the same. Well, but we're here working, so no.
You don't rest.
All right, so we have the Nigerian Tribune as well as the Punch with us this morning. And let's see what we have. The screamer from the Nigerian Tribune today: Nigeria owes China $3.7 billion, says the DMO. Quite interesting, as we're finding out that our debt profile is increasing, and it has increased to about $34 billion just over the week. And
with the 2 billion approval.
Yes, that the
National
Assembly,
granted,
that's in both dollars and in euros as well. What's your reaction to this?
We are not owing this debt to be paid by our generation. We should get that one straight.
Because
It's
these,
not our generation that will pay this.
well, not yours, but mine to a large
your
extent.
generation won't pay this. How old are you? Yeah.
Well,
You
it's
get married-
supposed-
No, just wait.
Oh,
You
yes?
get married next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you. I'm not giving you this year. I'm giving you next year, and I will give you December 2022. You get married and you start having children.
Yes.
Your children won't pay this. Yes, you are not paying this. Now it's your children that
But it's supposed to mature
because
by
it's
20.
not going to stop. It's not
okay.
going to stop because
True.
it matures. They will have borrowed more.
Some more.
We are owing just only one country, 3.7 billion this thing. Now
Dollars.
you ask yourself, what did you take this loan for? You say for infrastructural development and the rest. Majorly to extend railway line from Nigeria
Lagos,
to Niger Republic. It's not even of any benefit to Nigeria. So what are we talking about? And this government is not going to stop. The one that will come after it will also borrow. This government made Nigerian debt profile at 8 point something or whatever, less than 16 billion. You are taking it to 30 something now. And you keep on borrowing. Because for every project they want to do. Look, somebody sent me a photograph yesterday.
Yes.
And he put his circle around the money's 1,000 naira notes. So I called the person because I didn't see why he would send me that kind of thing. He said, no, where I circled, just look at the date there. You know what was on that day? Printed on it, 2021. When Obaseki said we started printing money to show up allocation and everything, and
Yes.
they denied it. In order to prove that, I will show you after this.
I've even had some currencies in
so
2021. on it.
2021.
Yes.
So they keep on printing. We'll keep on borrowing. The ones who cannot get from outside, then we'll go to the central bank and say print more currency until the economy collapses on every one of us. So that's why I said that your generation won't pay this. Which generation? You think we belong to the same generation? We are in the same generation. Anybody within the age range of 20-25 years difference, we are in the same generation. Are you sure that I'm going to pay this debt in the next 30 years? Because it's accumulated. Even from
But this particular one is, it has a 2.5%.
There was a very big debate over this
the China deal.
There was even the time they said no, there were clauses that
They were
traded off our
detrimental to-
sovereignty
yes.
and the rest. So little by little, maybe we should start learning modern European languages like French, like Chinese and the rest, so that if it happens, we won't be caught napping. Because it's going to happen. We went to even Brazil of 4 countries.
Yeah.
The one be begging for money the other time.
Millions of euros.
Oh, so what are we talking about? So how do you pay back? How are you sure that this 2021,
Yes.
this administration will expire 2023?
23.
Between now and then, you know how much you are still going to borrow. So let's just prepare ourselves for the worst days. If Jesus Christ tarries in coming back for the second time, we will see 2023, then we'll be able to sit down, do an analysis and say, okay, this is where we are in terms of indebtedness to foreign creditors. It's bad, but
Details of that definitely can be found on page 7 of the Tribune. Let's take one more from the Tribune. Quite a sad one. Outrage over rape and murder of Akwa Ibom job seeker. Talking about the person of Inyobong, and like we're discussing, this is like a year after we had the Uwa case in Benin. We're having another one, and a whole lot of missing people turning up dead around the country.
You know, my immediate reaction to this kind of thing is still boils down to our slow judicial system. The Uwala case you mentioned is over a year that it happened in Benin City here. Look at the outrage that greeted the mother of that girl in the sanctuary of the Lord, in premises of, in short, in the church hall of one of the Pentecostal churches. Then you will expect that with that kind of a thing happening and the kind of reaction that it generated, that by now we'll have been able to say, okay, so and so persons were arrested, they were profiled, they were investigated, 2, 3, or 4 of them were taken to court, and by now they are serving their sentences or are waiting their, what do you call it, execution, as the case may be. But as we speak today, no Nigerian, except maybe probably 1 or 2 persons in Uwala's family, can pinpoint to say exactly this is where this case is. So when Uwala case happened like that and nobody has been punished for it, why would it not happen in Akwa Ibom State? As we speak, they are still doing the same thing somewhere else. It's all over. So we don't punish offenders in this country, especially the criminal matters. It can drag on for years and the rest. Before you know it, everybody will have forgotten it. I'm sure that Uwala's family members, the parents and everybody, the pains and the agony must have weathered off. So the enthusiasm to even pursue the case to a logical conclusion is no longer there. Yeah. The state that's supposed to be the prosecutor in this case too is dilly-dally. It's not doing anything. Who is asking questions? What is the Solicitor General of Edo State doing about that case? What about the Attorney General? Okay, we don't have an Attorney General, but we have lawyers in the Ministry of Information,
Ministry of Justice,
who are supposed to take over the matter. What are they doing? Which information are you giving it to the public? So if this thing happened, Uwala was killed about a year ago and nothing happened, what stops some other felons in New Benin from killing another set of people? So it continues like that. This particular case is very sad in that somebody advertised for a job that this lady applied for. So, and in this age of technology, it shouldn't be difficult for the police or the security agencies to trace that kind of account. In this age of technology, you can do a coordinate from this telecom company, do a coordinate and reduce even your search to 25 meters radius. So, well, it's not rocket science we are talking about here, but who will buy the cat? Who will take that initiative?
All right, we just checked out 2 stories from the Nigerian Tribune. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be looking at 1 or 2 from The Punch. Stay with us, please. You're welcome back. It's still Dawn on VOS TV. My name is Dan Nessie Isimeka. We're looking at some of the headlines in our national dailies this morning with me, Still Shuya, your daily from the Nigerian Tribune. Let's dive over now to The Punch. The screamer is on COVID-19. Federal government vaccine funds runs into crisis. AstraZeneca scarcity hits India. Right out to that, Nigeria may go for Pfizer, which costs $20 per dose. AstraZeneca, they say, is just $4. And the WHO may review usage of expired COVID-19 vaccines for Nigeria and others. Quite an interesting one, and I really want to know what's your take on this because, okay, let me just allow you to talk.
Fine.
Yes.
So, for instance, taking the poverty level in Nigeria, there are families in Nigeria today that they are spending per day, per capita spending per day. It's not up to 500 naira. So, is that same family you are asking to go and look for $20 per dose, and you are going to take the first one, second jab, and then probably the third one? It's a terrible thing. Look, the issue of this pandemic is such that a responsible government should take it up holistically. I know that it's your responsibility. These stories they are telling us, why don't you even suspend your infrastructural development that you said you are doing and face this issue? Because you need people to be alive to use all those facilities you want to provide. So it makes me sick when I see stories like this. running into crisis. That's number 1. 2, look at what WHO is saying.
Expired COVID-19 vaccine.
When did COVID-19 start? COVID-19 started November 2019.
2019.
Then
vaccines
it got to Nigeria by March because the lockdown started in June. I mean, April.
No, our index case was February.
February.
Yes. Then lockdown started in March.
March, April.
Yes.
Now, the vaccine we are talking about did not start coming in until about
November, December.
The first jab in Edo State here was in February. February here, it was celebrated. It was reported in the newspaper. So, what is now the lifespan of this vaccine that we are already talking about?
Expired.
I just hope that we know what we are doing, because I can't imagine Nigerians dropping the way America dropped. It's going to be a monumental disaster for this country.
Or even what's going on in India.
So I pray that WHO this time around will be sincere, because don't forget that at the outbreak of this pandemic, accusing fingers were pointed at WHO for not doing what they were supposed to do in China in the first instance. So I hope this time around they will live up to the they will up their ante and do exactly what is right. But my brother, I tell you with every sense of sincerity, we are talking about expired COVID-19 vaccine in Nigeria here. It's a terrible situation.
All right, let's quickly jump away from the newspaper headlines now and look at today. It's a public holiday it's Workers' Day. Yeah. It was supposed to be on Saturday rather, but the federal government declared Monday since Saturday was a weekend. So now, looking at this, the minimum wage in Nigeria, less than $100 a month. That's we're looking about $60 a month.
Yeah.
And prices of commodities keep going up. So is there really anything you think the Nigerian workers should be celebrating at this point?
No. The only good thing, I think the federal government or the state government or whatever, or federal government rather, the only good thing that it does for the Nigerian workers is just by giving them that free day so they don't come to the labor, to the plantation. So, it's a plantation. When somebody works in a month, and we are talking about minimum wage of 30,000 naira, that is an average of 1,000 naira per day. Now, picture a family of 6. That is husband, wife, and 4 children. Picture that same family where only either the husband or the wife is the only one working because of the rate of unemployment. How do you survive with 30,000 naira in a month? That's number one. 2, this 30,000 naira we are talking about, 95% of the states of the federation are not paying it. So what are we celebrating? Which Workers' Day? There's no Workers' Day. Maybe we change it to Laborers' Day, because even some laborers are better paid than an average civil servant in Nigeria.
Some of them get as much as 4,000-5,000 naira.
So you see what do you call it? You go to Lagos, go to Port Harcourt, you will see what do you call it now on the walls, papers, factory workers needed, and they specify the amount. This is money, this is debt kind of a job, because I have 1 or 2 other guys that went for that job. After about 2-3 months, they came back like ghosts. So,
all right. Also, today is a World Press Freedom Day. It's celebrated every 3rd of May by the United Nations, as UNESCO and partner bodies. Looking down at Nigeria now, let's leave the other the rest of the world.
Don't let us even go too far.
Yes.
There's no freedom here now. Just last week, for interviewing IPOB spokesperson now, the NBC slammed the channel's TV. Yeah. And they issued it, Femi Adesina, the spokesperson for President Buhari, and who was at the time an editor, an MD of a big newspaper, and then at the time chairman of Guild of Editors in Nigeria, was the one who issued the statement. And I started telling us, I think it's
the front page of the truth. Freedom doesn't mean everything is permitted.
So they determine what to do, what to say, when to say it, and when not to say it. So the censorship is already here. So when we are talking about freedom of the press or what press freedom, it's not applicable in Nigeria.
But how do you think the press can truly be free in
Nigeria? No. I think the greatest problem is about ownership.
Okay.
Yeah, the ownership. If we have independent ownership that have nothing to do with
political
affiliation or contracts from government and everything, you'll be able to stand your ground now. But it's not there. Then again, how do these newspapers you are talking about, how do they survive? They survive on, adverts from corporate bodies, from government circles and the rest. So they use that one as a kind of a blackmail. Okay, you carry the news that you consider negative, then they will deliberately give Punch like 4 pages of adverts. They will leave Vanguard, they will leave Tribune that they consider their host. So when you begin to say, and you have bills to pay, and this newspaper says, yes, apart from information, entertainment, and the rest, they're also for profitability. And yet the profit is not coming in. You have to sit down as a business and to begin to look at it. So what I'm saying in essence is that when we have this money back, we are independent, taking ownership of the media organizations, all these things will change. If, for instance, you ask Channels Television, for instance, to step down on his Politics Today program and everything, and then the man can afford to establish something else around the corner that will even be better than that, so he will do it. So the idea is that, please, can we get the ownership is the greatest problem.
No.
Because even there are some stories you do as journalists that you have to publish it in your own newspaper. There are certain things on this television that you cannot talk about because of the owner's interest.
True. All right, thank you very much, Shui. It has been an interesting conversation. This has been done on VOS TV, looking at newspaper reviews, and also the fact that today is a public holiday set aside by the federal government to celebrate the Workers' Day in Nigeria, and also is also the World Press Freedom Day. Let's see what our national dailies will hold tomorrow. But until then, it's important that you stay safe and continue watching VOS TV. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, VOS TV News, and follow us across social media platforms. My name is Dan Nesi Isemeka. Thank you for watching. Good morning.